Every holiday has its traditions. Halloween has costumes, Thanksgiving has gratitude, Christmas has cheer, Valentine's Day has romance. And every holiday without fail has something else too. People who believe the universe should personally curate the season to match their expectations, and who are deeply offended when it doesn't. Why is the weather not spooky enough for Halloween? Why doesn't Thanksgiving dinner glow with emotional symbolism? Why isn't Valentine's Day more philosophically aligned with modern love? And how, exactly, is Easter supposed to feel rebirthy when the sky looks mildly disappointed? Today, we're opening a brand new classified file, 50 Dumbest Holiday Complaints Ever, a cross-season collection of humanity's most ambitious attempts to pick a fight with festivities themselves. These aren't complaints about minor inconveniences. These are complaints about the concept of holidays. You'll meet people outraged that Christmas trees lack narrative cohesion, that 4th of July fireworks explode with excessive patriotism, that Thanksgiving turkey don't taste grateful enough, and that Easter eggs fail to communicate personal growth. Some even protest that the new year doesn't feel new, as if time should run its emotional updates on command. Across all seasons and celebrations, one truth remains. No matter the holiday, someone is ready to complain, loudly, dramatically, and with profound misunderstanding of how the world works. So grab your pumpkin spice, candy cane, heart-shaped chocolate, or whatever symbol of celebration you prefer, unless, of course, it doesn't meet your internal holiday standards, because we're about to unwrap the funniest, pettiest, most cosmically confused holiday complaints ever recorded. Strap in. The festive nonsense begins now. Atmosphere and weather complaints. 1. Halloween not atmospherically spooky enough. At a neighborhood Halloween walk, a woman complains the evening air lacks a proper sense of dread. When someone points out the decorations and fog machines, she claims those are man-made fear, not authentic fear. Punchline? She asks if the HOA can schedule more haunting winds next year. 2. Thanksgiving too sunny for gratitude. During a Thanksgiving parade in California, a man complains the weather is too cheerful for a day meant for reflection. Volunteers remind him sunshine is normal. Punchline? He says gratitude should happen under cloudier conditions. 3. Valentine's Day. Rain feels aggressively emotional. A woman storms into a cafe on Valentine's Day complaining the rain is too cinematic, making her single status feel artistically overemphasized. The barista offers a free napkin. Punchline? She says the napkin lacks emotional range. 4. Easter morning lacks rebirth energy. At a park Easter event, a guest complains the weather feels stagnant, not rebirth-oriented. Staff remind her spring weather fluctuates. Punchline? She asks if the sky can express more optimism. 5. July 4th. Too cloudy for patriotism. A tourist complains that an overcast sky makes Independence Day feel unmotivated. Local officials explain clouds are normal. Punchline? He says the sky should at least try to be patriotic. 6. New Year's Eve lacks temporal gravity. A partygoer says the air doesn't feel heavy enough to signal the end of a year. When told that's not how air works, he sighs. Punchline? He demands the atmosphere display more respect for time. 7. Labor Day. Too hot to celebrate hard work. At a barbecue, someone complains the heat invalidates the holiday's message, claiming weather should honor the working class with mild, union-approved temperatures. Punchline? He suggests filing a complaint with summer. 8. Thanksgiving wind. Too judgmental. A woman argues the cold wind on Thanksgiving feels criticizing, as though judging her plate portions. Family members stare. Punchline? She moves seats to escape the wind's negativity. 9. Halloween moon, not committed to the vibe. A teen complains the moon is too bright for horror photos, saying it lacks sinister commitment. Punchline? He demands a moodier celestial performance. 10. Christmas snowfall. 2. Cheerfully random. A man watching light snowfall complains the flakes fall without narrative intention. Others ignore him. Punchline? He asks for snow that develops a proper plot. Decoration and tradition complaints. 11. The pumpkin. Too depressed to be festive complaint. At a Halloween market, a woman complains her pumpkin looks emotionally exhausted, not spiritually spooky. The vendor explains pumpkins don't have emotional arcs. Punchline? She asks if he has pumpkins with higher morale. 12. Thanksgiving centerpiece not grateful enough. A man points at a Thanksgiving table centerpiece and says it does not radiate gratitude, calling it decor with commitment issues. The host suggests adding candles. Punchline? He says the centerpiece still refuses to express thankfulness. 13. Christmas tree with weak narrative structure. A Christmas shopper insists the tree's branches lack storytelling cohesion, making the tree feel like a draft, not a final holiday character. Staff offer a fuller tree. Punchline? She says it lacks narrative tension. 14. Valentine's decorations too forward. In a cafe, a customer complains the Valentine hearts are too emotionally aggressive, pressuring her to feel romantic. Staff apologize. Punchline? She says the decorations should flirt, not propose. 15. Easter eggs, lacking symbolic depth. At a children's event, a parent claims the Easter eggs are cute, but not spiritually meaningful, failing to capture the essence of rebirth. Organizers blink slowly. Punchline? She asks if they have eggs with existential layers. 16. Halloween skeleton not anatomically accurate. A man complains a decorative skeleton has incorrect bone proportions, ruining his immersion. Staff remind him it's cartoon style. Punchline? He says realism is vital to the spirit of fear. 17. Christmas lights 2. Desperate for attention. A neighbor complains another house's lights blink like they're begging for validation. The homeowner shrugs. Punchline? He claims the lights have attention-seeking behavior. 18. July 4th. Flags too patriotic. A tourist argues the small flags at a parade overperform patriotism, making the event emotionally loud. Organizers tell him patriotism is kind of the point. Punchline? He suggests muted patriotism. 19. Thanksgiving parade balloons not inspirational. A woman claims the parade balloons float without purpose, failing to inspire holiday joy. Staff remind her balloons can't feel inspired. Punchline? She asks for balloons that aspire upward with intention. 20. New Year's party decorations. Lack chronological awareness. At a fancy event, a guest says the decorations don't capture the emotional transition between years, calling them temporally tone-deaf. Punchline? She suggests adding decor that understands time. Food and gift complaints. 21. Thanksgiving turkey not spiritually moist enough. At a family gathering, a man insists the turkey is emotionally dry, not just physically dry. When asked what that means, he says the turkey lacks gratitude-driven juiciness. Punchline? He claims the bird didn't internalize the meaning of Thanksgiving. 22. 23. Christmas cookies. Not confident enough at a holiday bake sale, a woman says the cookies taste fine but lack self-assurance, explaining the frosting doesn't commit to its artistic choices. Volunteers blink. Punchline? She asks for cookies with a stronger personal journey. 24. Valentine's chocolate not philosophical enough. A customer returns a heart-shaped chocolate box, claiming the chocolates communicate surface-level affection, not meaningful romantic depth. Staff offer a premium set. Punchline? She says they still lack emotional subtext. 25. Easter candy not spring-like enough. A father complains the Easter jelly beans taste too wintry in spirit, contradicting the message of seasonal rebirth. Organizers stare. Punchline? He asks if they sell candies aligned with regenerative energy. 26. Thanksgiving stuffing too honest. A guest says the stuffing tastes too real, reminding him of life's imperfections. The host explains it's just bread and spices. Punchline? He asks if next year they could prepare a more emotionally supportive stuffing. 27. Christmas gift wrap emotionally off-putting. A woman complains her gift is wrapped in paper that radiates passive-aggressive cheerfulness. The giver apologizes. Punchline? She says the bow has unsettling confidence. 28. Halloween treat bag too intimidating. A child becomes upset because their Halloween bag features a ghost that looks judgmental. The parent demands an apology from the event host. Punchline? The host says the ghost will try to smile more next year. 29. 4th of July hot dogs lack patriotism. A man claims his barbecue hot dog has insufficient patriotic flavor, saying it tastes like it doesn't appreciate freedom. The cook shrugs. Punchline? He asks for a more liberty-forward seasoning blend. 30. New Year champagne not ambitious enough. At a New Year toast, a guest says the champagne bubbles rise lazily, failing to symbolize motivation for the new year. The host offers a different bottle. Punchline? She says the new one still lacks upward momentum. Social and community holiday complaints. 31. The happy holidays said with wrong tone. At a shopping mall, a shopper complains the cashier said, "Happy holidays," with a tone that felt emotionally uninvested. The cashier apologizes. Punchline? She demands a more spiritually committed greeting. 32. Halloween costumes too detailed. A man at a costume party complains someone's outfit is too accurate, making others look lazy. The host says effort is allowed. Punchline? He accuses the costume of unfair competitive realism. 33. Thanksgiving family dinner too honest. A guest complains the family's Thanksgiving conversation contains too much truth, ruining the holiday mood. The host says honesty is normal for family gatherings. Punchline? She requests emotionally edited topics. 34. Christmas carols sung with excessive joy. A neighbor complains the carolers sing too happily, which she calls emotional oversharing. Organizers offer to lower the volume. Punchline? She wants them to sing with more dignified restraint. 35. Valentine's Day public displays of affection too confident. A woman at a restaurant complains the couple at the next table is kissing with an energy that lacks humility. Staff have no idea what that means. Punchline? She asks for modest affection zones. 36. Easter egg hunt too competitive. A parent complains the other children are hunting eggs with predatory enthusiasm. Staff argue that egg hunts are supposed to be fun. Punchline? She demands a fairness committee for egg retrieval. 37. 4th of July barbecue. Guests too patriotic. At a backyard cookout, a guest says the group's cheer during the fireworks sounds aggressively patriotic, making him uncomfortable. Punchline? He proposes cheering within reasonable national limits. 38. Halloween trick-or-treat route inequality. A parent complains some houses give better candy than others, calling it an unfair distribution of holiday resources. Neighbors shrug. Punchline? She demands candy wealth redistribution. 39. New Year's Eve. Cheers not synced well enough. At a rooftop event, a woman says people cheered at slightly different times, resulting in emotional dissonance. The host laughs it off. Punchline? She recommends a rehearsal next year. 40. Thanksgiving improvised toast too unpolished. At a family meal, a man gives a spontaneous toast. A relative complains it lacked thematic focus. The table goes silent. Punchline? She suggests he outline future toasts in advance. Philosophical and existential holiday complaints. 40 only. Thanksgiving meaning not universally applicable. At a community dinner, a man claims Thanksgiving fails to provide a clear philosophical framework for gratitude. The host says it's just a holiday meal. He shakes his head. Punchline? He suggests rewriting Thanksgiving to include more existential range. 42. Halloween doesn't address the true nature of fear. During a Halloween lecture, a woman complains the holiday focuses too much on costumes and not enough on the metaphysics of fear. The speaker blinks. Punchline. She asks if next year's theme can confront mortality with more nuance. 43. Christmas doesn't deliver a moral conclusion. At a church event, a guest says Christmas lacks a satisfying thematic resolution, arguing the holiday ends abruptly without clarifying humanity's role in the universe. Volunteers look confused. Punchline, he asks for a more polished season finale. 44. New Year fails to provide existential closure. A woman complains at a rooftop countdown that the new year does nothing to validate her emotional journey. Friends remind her it's just midnight. Punchline, she announces she will refuse to participate in unresolved time arcs. 45. Easter Bunny is symbolically incoherent. At a spring fair, a man says the Easter Bunny fails to represent rebirth in a logically consistent way, calling the symbol metaphorical chaos. Staff shrug helplessly. Punchline, he demands a more philosophically stable animal. 46. Valentine's Day reduces love to marketing. During a Valentine event, a guest complains the holiday commodifies affection into an economic ritual, suggesting it betrays the ontology of love. The organizer nods politely. Punchline, she still buys chocolates afterward. 47. Independence Day reinforces selective freedom narratives. A man at a July 4th concert says the holiday only celebrates freedom in an incomplete philosophical sense. When asked what he prefers, he says a more epistemologically holistic celebration. Punchline, he leaves early because the fireworks are too literal. 48. Halloween doesn't capture the ambiguity of existence. A philosophy grad student says Halloween is too binary, alive or dead, failing to address the liminal state in between. Others ignore him. Punchline, he dresses as uncertainty next year. 49. New Year symbolizes false promise of renewal. During a meditation class, someone complains that celebrating New Year creates an illusion of progression, arguing time is a relentless loop without character development. The instructor sighs. Punchline, she still makes a resolution anyway. 50. Holidays themselves are an illusion. At a backyard party, a man declares holidays arbitrary timestamps invented to distract humanity from existential dread. When told he can just relax and enjoy, he refuses. Punchline, he still eats 3 slices of holiday cake to honor the illusion. So far, we've traveled through 40 of the most impressively unnecessary holiday complaints ever recorded. Each one a reminder that no matter the season, someone will always find a way to be disappointed in ways that defy logic, physics, and basic emotional stability. We began with people arguing with the weather. Halloween nights weren't spooky enough, Thanksgiving sunshine was too cheerful, Easter mornings lacked rebirth energy, and Independence Day clouds failed to support patriotism. From there, things only escalated. Holiday decorations became battlegrounds for symbolism and personal taste. Pumpkins were accused of low morale. Easter eggs lacked existential layers. Christmas trees suffered from weak narrative structure, and July 4th flags expressed excessive patriotism. Even New Year's decor faced scrutiny for being temporally tone-deaf, a criticism no decoration has ever been prepared to handle. Then came the food complaints, easily the most emotionally charged. Turkeys weren't spiritually moist. Cookies lacked confidence. Valentine chocolates weren't philosophical enough. And even jelly beans faced accusations of failing to capture spring's transformative essence. And of course, someone demanded hot dogs with a more liberty-forward flavor profile. Finally, we witnessed the true peak of holiday human behavior: social complaints. Carolers sang with too much joy. Thanksgiving conversations were too real. Trick-or-treat candy represented wealth inequality, and New Year cheers were criticized for being rhythmically inconsistent. And somehow, all of this was only the setup, because the last 10 complaints aren't about decorations, weather, food, or family. They target the meaning of holidays themselves. Philosophy, symbolism, existence, and the emotional architecture of celebration are all about to collapse spectacularly. Brace yourself. The final stage of holiday nonsense begins now. Maybe the funniest thing about holidays isn't the weather, the food, the decorations, or even the family drama. Maybe the funniest thing is how every holiday, no matter how simple, cheerful, or universally understood, manages to expose the human ability to complain about absolutely anything. After hearing 50 of the dumbest holiday complaints ever recorded, one pattern becomes painfully clear. People don't just want a holiday. They want a holiday that personally aligns with their philosophy, emotions, mood, aesthetic preferences, and cosmic worldview. And they're shocked when reality refuses to cooperate. We met people who demanded Halloween be authentically spooky, as if the atmosphere should take acting classes. People who believed Thanksgiving should come with cloudier weather and more expressive centerpieces. People who expected Christmas trees to follow narrative structure, Easter eggs to communicate spiritual rebirth, and July 4th flags to tone down their enthusiasm for the country they literally represent. And of course, no holiday is complete until someone declares the New Year's decor temporarily uneducated. Then came the food complaints, proof that holiday cuisine carries emotional weight no chef is trained to handle. A turkey can apparently fail spiritually. Cookies can lack confidence. Hot dogs can fall short in patriotic flavor. Chocolate can fail to deliver philosophical nuance. And stuffing? Well, stuffing can be too honest, which is somehow both impossible and completely understandable. But the final stage was something else entirely: existential holiday complaints. These weren't about pumpkins or parades or candy. They were about the meaning of celebration itself. People who argued Halloween doesn't address mortality with enough intellectual rigor. People who believed New Year's should provide closure. People who wanted Valentine's Day to honor the ontology of love. And people who insisted holidays are illusions designed to distract humanity from the relentless forward march of entropy, right before they cut themselves another slice of cake. And maybe that's the real heart of all this. Holidays are mirrors. They reflect our hopes, flaws, anxieties, and our endless attempts to organize chaos into meaning. Some people cope by celebrating. Others cope by complaining. A rare few cope by demanding that the Easter Bunny develop a more coherent metaphorical identity. But one thing is certain: holidays don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be philosophically airtight, emotionally precise, or symbolically profound. They just need to give us stories. Ridiculous, dramatic, deeply human stories that we'll laugh about long after the decorations come down. This has been the Absurdist Files, where every holiday reveals a new layer of nonsense and humanity keeps giving us sequels. If you enjoyed this journey through festive absurdity, like the video, share the dumbest holiday complaint you've ever witnessed, and subscribe for more tales where logic takes a vacation and the holidays take the blame.